Manchester United is back in the headlines with a massive shake-up brewing at Old Trafford. Reports indicate the club is aggressively scouting two elite left-sided attackers to replace Marcus Rashford this summer. We are talking about potential big-money moves for Bournemouth sensation Eli Junior Kroupi and Athletic Bilbao star Nico Williams, as the club looks to completely overhaul its attacking frontline.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Meanwhile, the conversation surrounding missed opportunities at Manchester United continues to heat up. Club legend Gary Neville has publicly voiced his frustration, insisting that the Red Devils dropped the ball by failing to sign Declan Rice and Harry Kane. Neville claims both stars were the exact type of world-class players that United would have snapped up in previous eras to secure league titles. The transfer buzz does not stop there, as Wolves' Wonderkid Mateus Mane has caught the eyes of heavyweights like Manchester United and Liverpool. However, industry voices are cautioning against the hype, suggesting that a massive £50 million price tag might be premature for such a young talent. The debate is now centered on whether Mane should force a move or continue his development elsewhere to avoid becoming a cautionary tale. The comparison to Everton flop Tyler Dibling is now being used as a critical warning for Mateus Mane regarding his immediate future. With so much on the line for these rising stars, you cannot afford to miss a single update. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you stay ahead of every major transfer development. Is the Marcus Rashford era at Old Trafford finally reaching its sunset? Manchester United are making some bold, high-stakes moves, and if the latest reports are anything to go by, the club is already lining up a massive £139 million double swoop to completely overhaul their left flank. It's an ambitious play from the INEOS hierarchy, and honestly, it's exactly the kind of ruthless squad surgery fans have been screaming for. United have been scouring the globe, and two names have surged to the top of the shortlist: Bournemouth's breakout star Eli Junior Kroupi and the electric Spanish winger Nico Williams. Now, let's talk numbers, because this is where things get serious. Kroupi has been tearing up the Premier League, boasting a clinical strike rate that has every major club in England scrambling for his signature. Bournemouth is playing hardball, slapping a £60 million price tag on the teenager, but United seems undeterred, especially as they look to clear out deadwood like Casemiro, Jadon Sancho, and potentially Rashford himself to balance the books. Then there is Nico Williams. We've seen this transfer saga dance before, but the dynamic has shifted. After his surprise U-turn to stay at Bilbao last year, word is that the 23-year-old is finally ready to test himself at the highest level. With a €90 million release clause, that is roughly £78 million, he won't come cheap, but for a player of his profile, it might be the statement signing United needs to reclaim their identity. The club is clearly preparing for a major summer reshuffle, with scouts buzzing around Europe and potential exits providing the capital to make these dreams a reality. Whether they pull off this double raid or not, it's clear. The rebuild is accelerating at full throttle. But I want to hear from you. Should United break the bank for Nico Williams, or is someone like Kroupi a smarter, long-term investment for the future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all the latest transfer updates, and keep your eyes peeled, because at Old Trafford, the only constant is change. What if Manchester United's recent history had taken a completely different turn? It is a question that keeps Gary Neville up at night, and quite frankly, it is one every United fan is asking themselves. The legendary defender has come out swinging, pointing to two massive missed opportunities that he believes would have defined a new era at Old Trafford: Declan Rice and Harry Kane. Now, looking at how things have unfolded, it is hard to disagree with him. Think about it, Rice and Kane are the exact prototypes of players who, in the glory days of United, would have been snapped up before anyone else even had a chance to blink. Neville didn't mince words on the Stick to Football podcast, admitting he was absolutely gutted when Arsenal swooped in to secure Rice for that massive £105 million fee. For Neville, it is not just about the stats or the price tag, it is about the DNA. He sees Rice as a foundational leader, the kind of player who dictates a title charge. Neville went as far as to compare him to the Roy Keane or Steven Gerrard archetype, that rare breed of player who puts the team on his back and drags them over the finish line. Meanwhile, Harry Kane's move to Bayern Munich continues to look like a massive what if for the red half of Manchester. While he is currently tearing up the Bundesliga, you cannot help but wonder what that level of clinical finishing would have done for United's goal tally over the last few seasons. It really highlights a growing frustration among the fanbase, the feeling that the club has lost its touch in securing the Premier League's most impactful talents. Is it a failure of recruitment strategy or just bad timing? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the world of football. Is it finally time for United to change their transfer philosophy, or is this ship already sailed? Is a £50 million price tag actually a badge of honor, or is it a career-ending anchor waiting to drag a teenager down? We are talking about Wolves' Wonderkid Mateus Mane, who has suddenly become the hottest property on the radar of clubs like Manchester United and Liverpool. But hold your horses. Former Wolves striker Don Goodman thinks that astronomical valuation might be a bit premature. Mane has been a bright spark for a struggling Wolves side, proving he has the technical flair to survive the Premier League grinder. But let's be real. At just 18, we're talking about a massive talent with a tiny sample size of top-tier games. Sure, the scouts are drooling, but is he really worth a record-breaking fee, or is he just a shiny object caught in the hype cycle? Goodman offers a sobering reality check by pointing to the cautionary tale of Tyler Dibling. Much like Mane, Dibling shone for a relegation-threatened Southampton side before securing a big-money move to Everton, only to find himself buried on the bench. It is a classic football tragedy. The next big thing moves to a bigger club too soon, loses his rhythm, and stalls out. The lesson here is clear. Potential is not the same as pedigree. Mane has the right mindset, a grounded attitude, and a burning desire to learn. But sometimes, the best move in football is staying exactly where you are. A season in the championship could be the forge he needs to turn that raw potential into elite performance, rather than risking a permanent seat on a Premier League bench somewhere else. What do you think? Should Mane force a move to a giant while his stock is high, or would he be better off staying home to develop his craft? Drop a comment below and let us know your take. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button and subscribe for more transfer talk. Remember, in the game of football, patience is often the greatest skill a young star can possess. Is Mateus Mane the next Premier League superstar, or is the £50 million price tag on his head just a dangerous fantasy? Wolves have a teenage sensation on their hands, and while Manchester United and Liverpool are already whispering his name, former striker Don Goodman is throwing a massive bucket of cold water on the hype. Let's be honest. At 18 years old, Mane has shown flashes of brilliance, especially those back-to-back goals against West Ham and Everton that put him on the map. But is he worth a king's ransom? Not yet. Goodman makes a brutal point that the sample size is just too small. We love to crown these wonderkids after a few good months, but the reality is that Mane is still a raw diamond, and polishing takes time. The real cautionary tale here? Tyler Dibling. Remember when he looked like the future at Southampton, only to fade into the background at Everton after a £35 million move. That is the exact nightmare scenario Wolves want to avoid for their prize asset. It is easy to assume that better teammates will turn a prospect into a world beater, but the reality is often a bench seat and stalled development. Goodman's advice is simple. Stay at Molineux, dominate the championship, and grow where you are actually going to play. Rushing to a heavyweight club might sound like a dream, but for a teenager, it is often where careers go to hibernate. Mane has the talent and the work ethic, but does he have the patience? What do you think? Is a championship season the right move for his growth, or should he chase the bright lights of a big money transfer while the iron is hot? Hit that subscribe button and let me know your take in the comments below. After all, in the world of football, the biggest mistake a youngster can make is thinking they have already arrived.